Alright, we're live. Can you see me? Not can you see me, can you hear me? You shouldn't be seeing me right now. But you should be able to hear me if we're live. Are we live? Yeah, okay, we're live. We're live. We are live. Did Jason just get his wish? What's up, everyone? Happy Wednesday. I did it. I did it. See? Jason prayed and he got his wish. That's all he said and it happened. So, what's up, everyone? Happy Wednesday. How's everyone doing? Yeah, see? Jason thinks he's so smart, and I got him. What's up, Get Good Greggy? What's up, Shauner? Oh, my. Okay, so I can't. My chat highlights that I normally pull up, it's not working today. I don't know what's happening. Every time I click on a name, it's bringing up YouTube panel stuff now, because I think YouTube changed the interface for streaming. So now I can't pull up chat highlights. Unfortunately, so now I just gotta read people's messages without you guys being able to also read them highlighted out. But first was Coalition Gaming Chris. See, this is where I would normally pull it up. It's not there though. This feels so weird. And then we got Staying Till on 7. What's up? Shauner was 3rd. Craig Lilly, Kale 130. As always, Colin Schultz, R Flet. Lots of familiar names. Chase Atwood. What's up? What's up? What's up? Ransacked. How's everybody doing? YouTube is lame for streaming still. It is. It is. I agree, YouTube is lame, but Twitch is also lame in its own ways. Especially for being how at the top Twitch is, and for how long they've been around. They're missing some core features such as VOD archivals, as well as being able to rewind. But also their creator payout structure. They've been going through a bunch of controversy and drama with that. So as much as YouTube is like not the perfect streaming platform, Twitch also has its own problems. But yeah, Twitch is gross and YouTube is lame. It is a lose-lose situation, and I don't even know that much about Kick, but I have no interest going over to Kick. So yeah, Barbin just bought a 3070 for $300. I honestly, it's hard. I can't even say off the top of my head what would I think that is. A used 3070. If we were to look at eBay right now, if I had to guess, let's see, eBay, I would say 300. That would be below eBay prices. So yeah, that seems like it'd be a decent price for it. But I honestly haven't checked the used market specifically for 3070s, because if I'm looking for that performance range, I'm typically looking AMD for the even lower prices than that. But let's see, what do we have? 3070s. 3070s, you can get it if you're trying to buy it now. Oh, they're going for below 300. Oh, you got it off eBay? Was that due to tax then? Because yeah, some of these ones, like right here, 274 plus tax, that's essentially 300 if you're like in Washington like me with 10% tax. But okay, it looks like this one is a little bit cheaper, but you might have gotten a nicer model one. So yeah, so it looks like you could do better. If you're doing local, you should definitely be able to do like 10% less, because eBay fees are what, like 13%? So yeah. Henry Broking is asking, when do you think the next LAN the next LAN video? All the LAN videos, all the LANs have happened. There are videos out so far. So we're having a LAN party this weekend, which means I don't want to promise anything, but this one I'm gonna try to get it out before Christmas, just so people can watch it over holiday break. It'll be a good time, right? I don't want to spend 5 months on this upcoming LAN party that we're about to have on that video, because then it'll be like, you know, in the next year and all that stuff. So yeah, the LAN party we're about to have in 3 days, or two days, because today's Wednesday. I'm gonna try to get that out before the end of the year, Christmas time frame. So yeah. So you're right, Shauner. It is for sure gonna be months, but hopefully only 2 to 3 months. And I think I can actually get it done sooner. Honestly, I just need to, like, when I sit down and edit it, I can get it done. It's just when I have all these other projects and stuff in between, that's when I start to procrastinate, and then I overthink editing it, and I get like, you know, I get like nervous editing it almost. So yeah. But yeah, I've already started to, let's see, can you see much back there? I'm not sure. Oh, let me see if I can put on the I'll show you how I already started like cleaning the area, which it's gonna look messy, I know, but with regards to how my basement typically is, it's gonna be, it is actually a little bit cleaner. So let's see if this comes out. If I can get Droid Cam to work. Let's see, Droid Cam. Oh, here it is. Let's see. What is this? Oh, I gotta get on the Wi-Fi. Your room's messy. Yeah, dude. If you are a PC builder, wherever you build your PCs is usually a mess. You got boxes, product everywhere, screws. Like, you know, every time you build like a computer, it always comes with like extra fan screws, extra every motherboard screw standoff. That just like accumulates over time. Let me see if I could. I have more, but I'm trying to like. I'm trying to organize all my stuff. So I bought one of these things from Michaels. This is usually for like people who do like beads or like, I don't know, like artsy crafty stuff. But if I can, yeah. So I've been taking, anytime I find an extra screw or something, I throw it in here. I have a couple, not this size, but I have a couple of smaller versions that came with cases. And I'm just trying to consolidate like all my screws and stuff because it is a huge mess. Because typically what I do is, like, I got these magnetic trays too, and I just throw them in here, and then it just starts to pile up to the point where it's just really messy and hard to, like, you know, pick out the different standoffs and different screws that are in here. So, yeah, it's just, if you build a lot of PCs, this stuff just accumulates. Like, you know, the brackets, where's the I took the PCIe brackets out, but yeah, just crap everywhere. But you want to keep it because, you know, one day you might actually need extra screws for when you get spare parts from eBay or from OfferUp and they don't come with extra standoffs or screws and stuff. So it's being prepared. Yeah, basically I throw anything that can fit in there. I throw like extra fan splitter wires. I throw the little troubleshooting like speaker connector in there, just everything. Okay, let me see if I got the Droid Cam so I can show you the. I'm proud that I was able to clean up the basement this early before LAN started. So where is you? What is you, Droid Cam? 115. Okay, let's go. All right. Yeah, see? So, for the most part, we just gotta roll those shelves out of the way, but I cleaned up, because usually the middle there, it has like a bunch of boxes and computer cases and everything, but I was breaking stuff down, recycling, and everything, so now, I just have the tables and chairs there. We're gonna roll those 3 shelves out of the way, put more tables along the walls. It's gonna be a good time. No, that's not a mess. That is clean. It was a mess up until this weekend when I did a majority of the prep work. And it looks messy usually just because of what's on the shelves. Like, on those shelves right there, there's just a bunch of stuff. But the floor, for the most part, is clean. I got extra computer chairs for people and everything, so yeah. I'm really hoping there's gonna be a LAN cooking video. Yeah, oh, I guess I can show you over here. This is also why You see all that over there? So that the area where we're sitting for land is very clean, but as you can see over here, it's, you know, shoving the mess under the rug type stuff. So this area is fine though. I mean, for someone's gonna sleep on that couch, I'll put another futon over here, but I'm not really gonna clean this area. This is where I just put like a mountain of all the extra stuff so that I could clean over there. So that's the point of this over here. And then there's you guys. Hello. Shauner says, okay, that area is messy as hell. WTF, Danny. Yeah, see? Dude. When there's so many small boxes, small little knickknacks, trinkets and stuff here and there, it is so hard to get everything organized. Sometimes you just gotta clump up and move it to, you know, out of sight, out of mind, kind of. Even though it's to my peripherals to the right here. What's up, N2 Tech? All is well, all is well. Jason Whitmer can confirm the rest of his house is not messy. Yes, Jason was over here before we went to LTX, and we do try to keep the rest of the house on the main floor and upper floor clean, but my basement is one of the messy places. Also, my bedroom is messy, not because of me, but because of my wife. I always complain to her, and I say, like, why do you have just clothes and, like, creams and makeups and lotions and crap all over the place? Like, if you look at my bedroom, I should take a picture and show you guys one of these days. It's like my one nightstand with stuff on it, and then anything else that looks messy is my wife's crap. But then she comes down to the basement and is like, you have this whole floor to yourself and you're not even keeping it clean, so I don't want to hear anything from you. So I guess that's kind of fair. Freeze-dried Skittles? N2 Tech? I've not even heard of that. What is that? What is freeze-dried Skittles? I didn't even know that was a thing. Shell Shocks, the freeze-dried candy store? How do you even freeze-dry Skittles when they're already solid sugar? Like, when I think freeze-dried, I think of, like, fruits and stuff where it kind of dehydrates it. Huh. Does this just make it airier? Because it looks like it's kind of little, there's, like, air pockets forming there. Is this, like, a new fad? Or, like, a new thing? I have not been seeing this on YouTube Shorts. I don't do TikTok, so... But, I've not heard of this. Skittles popcorn melts in your mouth. But what sells this? Like, I'm assuming you have to get these from like specialty online sellers or something. Do they have these in like, you know, your mall candy sweet shop or whatever that's called, like the candy stores? Looks like Kroger's has it. Amazon, shoot. Let's take a look at this. Can we get this before LAN? How many days? Thursday, September 21st. Nope. That's not going to be fast enough. Oh, so these are custom third-party sellers, it looks like, almost. I can tell by the packaging, because we buy Mexican candy from people who make them, like at home and just sell on here. Yeah. You can kind of tell by the design on the labels and stuff. Yeah, this looks like... Most of these look like, you know... at-home operations. MS Paint logo design, exactly, right? They won't survive shipping well? Huh, well, this just says freeze-dried candy. They don't even put Skittles on it. That's interesting. Is it because they would get in trouble? Do they use the word Skittles at all? Made of sugar? Huh. Would they get in trouble if they tried to resell redesigned or, you know, remanufactured candy? Is that why they don't, like, I don't see Skittles in there's no description. Yep. Brand, Fritos, Fruit Ball, freeze-dried candy. Yeah, they would get in trouble for selling a remake of Skittles, essentially. Okay, that makes sense. Where am I? Rflet. Oh, how is there a big window in the basement? Okay, so Rflet's asking how a basement has windows. Yeah, so it's built into a hill. So I think that's still considered a basement because we are still below ground. At half of like the basement is below ground. Like on that side, that's where we go to the backyard and stuff like that. But if you look on that side, that's like dirt behind that wall. And if I look in front of me, it's halfway dirt. So yeah, it's built into a hill. But we call it the basement floor because for the most part, it is below ground level from like the street outside. When you look at our house, you can't tell that there's a floor below the street level. Yeah, my doomsday bunker. I've actually been playing Fallout 76 and a little bit of Starfield, so in terms of a doomsday bunker, Fallout is very fitting of a theme. Dude, okay, U812. I did want to... So, Starship Troopers... I saw that Starship Troopers game. I saw this on Steam. The only thing is it's kind of pricey. Like, I know $23.99 isn't that much for a game, but it is for a game that you don't put many hours into. And for the most part, this just isn't a game that first of all, it's really hard to coordinate to game with everyone outside of LAN. That's the reason why we do LAN, because it's like dedicated. We set aside time, we're gonna game the whole weekend. But we can't get together like our big LAN group, like, you know, more often just on Discord to game. So getting people to spend $23, oh, this is early access still. I thought they released it, but this game looks really fun. This is the type of game that we're looking for, but we're looking for a free version. We're looking for the type of co-op versus AI where you go against hordes of monsters and try to like defend and stay alive. Either zombie themed or I guess this theme, Starship Trooper themed, would be awesome. But yeah, it's just hard to convince 14 other people to drop $24 on a game that we're not going to play that often. Is Starfield worth getting? Starfield, I don't know. Have you played Skyrim or Fallout? And do you like space? Because even I think Jason was we were talking about that earlier today. Mod Jason Whitmer was saying he likes like Oblivion and Skyrim and stuff, but he's not really feeling Starfield because of the space theme. So I mean, I when I started playing Starfield and I sat down and was playing it, I could easily spend hours on it, but I can see the annoying bits and pieces of Starfield. I don't like how they did everything kind of like fast traveling in space. You get your space fighting, like dogfights and stuff, but aside from that, it's a lot of fast traveling to a barren planet to like go to some outpost or building or something, a mine shaft, to like do your objective and then you leave. I never played No Man's Sky, but I feel like No Man's Sky has more depth in each of the planets and stuff that you visit. Bergs says, love Starship Troopers. Yeah, Starship Troopers is one of those... Is it safe to say it has a cult following, or was it just widely popular and accepted? I'm not even sure, but I feel like it feels like it was almost a straight to DVD. I don't know if Starship Troopers hit theaters when it first released, but it feels like a kind of like a B-rated straight to DVD movie, right? But I mean, it is a pretty awesome movie, probably because when I was younger, I really liked StarCraft, and Starship Troopers was basically StarCraft in a movie. Is the game repetitive? Yeah, I think you could say, I mean, most of these games, you could say Skyrim and stuff is kind of repetitive too, minus the story being different, but the replay loop of it is, right? You are looting stuff, leveling up traits, attacking outposts and stuff like that. If you're not doing the story, like the main story, and then you kind of rinse and repeat with other planets and stuff, and then you're building up your ship, you're building up your supply of, or your gear and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's up to you. You can play it for 2 hours and return it if you don't like it, because that's the Steam return policy. Gerard, what's up? And yes, we will definitely have a good time this weekend. We have a number of people coming like Thursday night or Friday morning, so we're gonna get started pretty early. I was playing with the idea of what if we streamed our, during the LAN party stories, we play the horror game Observation Duty. Because we're gonna be streaming it anyways, I was like, what if we streamed that like live on the YouTube channel? So we'll just be playing. You guys could also play along too, but and recording our reactions. Let me see if I can find it. So we'll basically be doing this live. Are we doing this portion live? This game right here. So it would be playing this scary game live on stream, but I don't know. Everyone would have to be comfortable with it. But this is a pretty fun game, and I feel like this game, Observation Duty, was made for like also streamers to play with their audience because they can help spot the differences and stuff. But yeah. All right, man. Somehow, okay. So as you guys probably saw in the title of the stream, this is gonna be a chill stream. I don't have like any hard topics that I want to talk about, so we can just take this stream wherever you guys want to go. We can do, if we want to look at either part hunting, look at pre-builds. Shauner, I know last week, I saw it late. Last week you put a PC part picker list. I don't know if you got that all figured out, but we could take a look at that. So we can just do whatever y'all want to do on this stream, because there's not a ton of tech news going on with regards to hardware anyways. I think like Nvidia and stuff and AMD are in the news, but for other stuff like stock prices and all that. So you ordered everything but the PSU from that list. Nice. But did you get the PSU somewhere else, Shauner? Hey, what's up, Demon Mitt? Grilling stream fired up. Dude, oh man. So I'm hoping that the weather is nice enough to be able to grill this weekend. It should be. Let me take a look. Let me take a look. See. Seattle weather. Weather in Seattle is gonna be cloudy / I mean, I'm closer to Linwood. So Friday, sunny, low 70s. Okay, but hopefully no rain. Rain is the only thing that messes up LAN, in my opinion. Even if we stay inside most of the time, it's nice to just, when we want fresh air, to be able to go outside and it's like, nice and sunny and not wet. And when I grill, I don't like grilling in the rain, and we don't have a cover for the barbecue, so, or we don't have like a, on our deck and outside the basement patio, there's no cover. So yeah, grilling in the rain is just not, it's just not ideal. Gerard grilled a killer New York strip tonight. Nice. How do you season it? What's your preparation? Just grill inside, bro? Yeah, let me just build a vent. I mean, I guess you could grill on the stovetop. That'd be pan frying rather, but I don't know, man. We need to use the grill. When you're trying to grill for 14 people and you want to do it in like a decent amount of time, there's no way we're getting that done inside. We need like a dedicated grill while we prep other food inside. Grill on your car and use your hood as a rain cover. Yeah, grill right. Open up my hatchback and just use that to cover. Definitely grilling for DrevleCon. Some people want to smoke briskets. Nice. I guess we didn't go to your backyard because I guess it was sunny out while we were there in Texas. It was just kind of cold. Cody Johnson says Starfield's graphics are no bueno too. I guess first of all, I'm playing with the RX 6600 on 1440p ultra wide, so I'm playing at like medium so that I actually get decent frame rates. But I haven't cranked up to ultra and really taken a look at the graphics. I'm not a huge graphics guy. Like, that's why I don't ever really need like the fattest graphics card. I'm usually good with the mid-range, right? Like 6700 XT 3070, that performance level is perfectly okay with me. So yeah, I can't really comment on whether or not I think Starfield's graphics looks particularly bad or good. Demon Mitt is playing Starfield at 4K Ultra and he says it looks amazing, so yeah. 90 people in 4 hours. What, just grilling everything, Shauner? Wait, have you always worked the kitchen and the grill at your job? For some reason, I thought you worked like the bar. Cyberpunk looks way better. Gameplay is greater than graphics. 30 says 30 of the Hun. Who will all be at this LAN? So this LAN we are planning for everybody that was there last time, and Aretha can't make it again, unfortunately. Aretha's not sick this time around, but she's working on Friday, and then she has something on Saturday morning, so she can't come on Friday, and then on Saturday she's like has stuff throughout the day, so she's gonna be joining us remotely. Just because like I live like an hour and a half away, and it's just too much time lost through commuting, especially on like if she were to come up midday Saturday, the traffic would be worse. It'd be like 2 hours. It's just not worth it for her to only be there half the time, so she's gonna stay home and chill. But I think everyone else is gonna be there. So we have head count is 14 right now, which I need to make sure we don't trip the circuit breakers, because I don't remember if we've ever had 14 before. We might have had like 12, 13, but I need to do a head count actually. We can actually do that while we just chill, because there hasn't been any specific topics or things for me to pull up on browser anyways. So give me 1 second and let me see LAN party stories photos. So let me see on some of these photos. Yeah, like, so we look at something like this. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 on that one. This one right here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 is... I know we've had more than 11 before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I could have sworn we've had... this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Man. Oh, what's this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, Tara doesn't really count because he didn't have her own PC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, wow. So I think this is gonna indeed be the biggest one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What was last summer? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Huh. So we're going from 11 to 14. 3 extra computers is a lot. That's gonna be a lot. So... I think the way it works out is... So, how many watts can a 15 amp breaker handle? Actually, is anyone like an electrician or pretty skilled with like electrician work or I guess electrical engineering in here? Can you tell me off the top of your head, a 15 amp breaker, how many watts can that handle? 1800, is that right? That actually sounds pretty familiar. So if you're talking about 1800, the average PC we have is probably at max load gonna be pulling 4 to 450. That's 4 computers per circuit. So we're gonna need 4 separate circuits, and that's not even take into account anything else that might be running. I don't think we'll have anything else running on most of these circuits, but like if I run something up to the garage, we also have a refrigerator on that circuit too. So the refrigerator, I think, runs at, shoot, I don't know, off the top of my head, what is the average refrigerator watts? The average refrigerator watts is... Oh, okay, that's a huge range. 350 to 780. So it could be anywhere from 1 to 2 computers, right? So... I made sure... I asked everybody to bring the longest extension cords that they have and make sure that they were at least 12 gauge because they need to be properly rated for handling up to 4 computers per extension cord to power strips. So, yeah. The AC unit is on a separate... It's on its own 60 amp breaker in my house. So the AC is not a problem. We're not going to do portable AC units. We have central air, but it's September and the temperature is going to be like low 70s. So I don't think we need to run AC unless the computers make it super hot. But then we could just open up the back door. So yeah, I think we should be fine there. Sounds Gerard says it sounds like Danny's going to black out the block. Lol. Not the block, but I hope we don't pop the breakers multiple times. I guess I got one of these things. So this is going to be a valuable tool, not just as a homeowner for myself whenever I need to like do something around the house and I need to, you know, turn off the or flip the breaker off so I can like work with the wires or anything. But this thing, if y'all don't know what this is, you put this, come on. You put this into any socket in your, or wall outlet in your house, and then you run this down the breaker, and it'll tell you what number, you know, on your breaker panel, which breaker is associated with that outlet. So when Jan gets here, he's gonna get here Thursday night. We are going to map out every single outlet down here in the basement and in the main level, to make sure that we're going to have at least 4 different extension cords coming in from different circuits. So yeah, this is a pretty cool tool. And I'm going to be bringing this to like all the other LAN parties so that we can map out everybody's circuits in their house. Jason says, bro, you can't show that on stream. WTF? What? I mean, if anything, this looks more like a thermometer. Have y'all seen stuff that looks like this? Y'all got nasty, dirty minds. This is Klein Tools, okay? This is a legit tool. Digital circuit breaker finder, it says. Death Tech says, I mean, if you rich, you could have an electrician run a couple of dedicated outlets into your LAN area from your junction. So the cool thing is my father-in-law is an electrician. So I could probably have him do that. If anything, I would rather just upgrade all my breakers, assuming we haven't done this yet, and it's just because we're kind of lazy and we've been putting it off. But if I could upgrade any of the breakers from 15 amp to 20 amps, that would be huge. Going from 15 to 20 can let you add in another 1 or 2 computers easily, but we gotta check to make sure the wires are thick enough so it's to code and everything. So I've been meaning to ask my father-in-law to do that. It's just he's busy because he runs his own business and stuff like that, and I've been putting it off. But yeah. Oh yeah, Death, don't worry. Like, I have put a lot of thought into, but like, how can I make my house better for LANing? And yeah, so I took a picture of my breaker. Even though we have 15 amp breakers in there, the thing that it's in, it's marked with 20 as if it could have 20 breakers in there, or 20 amp breakers. So I just need to talk to my father-in-law at some point, probably after the LAN. Because it would just be nice to just have the better breakers in. Besides me, what are the LAN crew members' occupations? Oh, we have everybody does like very different stuff. I don't want to just tell everyone what their occupations and stuff in, just because of like, you know, private reasons, and I would need to get their permissions and stuff, because yeah, but I mean, we have people who do like machinery type stuff. We have people who do like kind of like customer tech support. We have people who have like masters and 8-year degrees and stuff like that. So it is a wide range of like anything you can think of. Just think of like your typical friend group from high school, because like I would say if everyone like friend group from college, it would be like for the most part white collar jobs, but with the friend group in high school, because people went on to do different things like more like trades type of work, and just went straight into the workforce and things like that, you just have like a much like wider variety of different occupations. Any fugitives? No, I don't think anyone has an arrest record or anything like that. Is anyone like childhood friends? Yeah, so I can actually, let me pull up and I can give a brief history since we're still just chilling right now. But this is the history of how I know everybody in the LAN group. So in the 6th grade, me, Sean, Nick, Martin, Jan, Jesse, and David all went to the same middle school. Aretha is 1 year younger, but she also went to our same middle school. We met James in high school, which was what, 2004, 2005-ish? So we've still known him for like 18 years. But Casey is Martin's little brother, so I've known him for just a little bit, almost as long as I know Martin. But so like me, David, Jesse, Jan, Martin, Nick, and Sean, we all went to the same middle school and high school together. So since 2001, so we've known each other for like 22 years by this point. Is James single? No, James is with Tara, and she's gonna be at this next upcoming LAN. They're engaged. Jan's engaged. Sean's married. David's now married. Jesse is in a relationship. Martin's married to Aretha. Nick, we don't talk much about Nick's dating life, but yeah. So oh, you ban? No, we do not ban people with we don't ban people with the arrest records. We just don't know many people with arrest records, if anything. So, any doctors? We have kind of a doctor-ish in the group, but I don't want to get into specifics just out of privacy reasons. But yeah, Nick works in a hospital. Found the gigolo. It's Nick. But yeah, so. I think that's, and then like if we look at this group picture, so Danny, was he not at that LAN? I think he might have missed that LAN, or he might have left. But Danny is Casey's best friend, so I mean, we've kind of known them. I knew him through Casey and Martin, but since they were like in middle school, we're older than them. Matt was playing Wrath of the Lich King, like the original version with James, so that's what, back in 2008, so it's like 15-ish years. So yeah, like everyone who goes to LAN, for the most part, has been part of the friend group for well over 10 years, if not 15 to 20 years. Mr. Guillotine says, my friend group from high school would have at least half of the room having a record. What? I think the area we grew up in, let's see, Tacoma, Washington. Crime rate. So we grew up in Tacoma. It's not like... Tacoma's nowhere near as bad as some of the worst places in the US, but with regards to Washington... Tacoma, when I was growing up in the early 2000s, did not have the best, or it wasn't like the safest place to be. But it definitely got better kind of quick, especially nowadays. I think it's fine. But in terms of like gangs, drugs, stuff like that, Tacoma definitely ranked one of the lower cities in Washington State. So. Hilltop, baby. What's up, John? Dat Nguyen says, is Nick ever gonna host a LAN one day? Okay, so like I just mentioned, hosting a LAN, I'm gonna make a. I've been planning on, like, this is on the back burner. I was gonna make a video on my tips for hosting LAN parties, like personally from my own experience, and showing examples from our LANs and stuff like that. Just walking through everything you should think about when you want to host a LAN party. And some of the topics on that video that's been baking in my mind for like 6 years now. I really need to make it soon. The thing is, space is definitely a huge consideration, right? We don't host LANs at like Martin's house or at Nick's house or at some of these other people's house because there's simply not enough space. Also, when I was just talking about the circuits earlier, some of my friends, their houses are older. So in terms of the wiring in them and how many outlets and how many dedicated circuits they have, it just won't work out. Like, we wouldn't have enough outlets and circuits at some of their houses, and not enough space to be able to host. So Nick's house is kind of like small and cozy. I don't remember if we ever showed it on LAN. We went to his house one time, but I don't know if I included the footage. But yeah, Martin and Aretha's house is also kind of smaller and cozier, so space would just be an issue. Space and electrical work. Bring your own circuit, yeah. John, how experienced are you with like not networking stuff, but like electrical work and dropping like Ethernet lines and stuff? Would you want to make a video where we add actual Ethernet outlines or outlets and lines to my basement? Because right now I have like a 100-foot thing going all around the walls of my house and all that stuff. Ooh, Ryan, are you pretty good? So we're going through three stories here. I think for typically, I would imagine like dropping Ethernet lines into behind the walls and stuff isn't that difficult. But we are literally going from opposite corners of my house, and it's 3 different stories. So that's what worries me. Like, how do you even get through behind the walls, get through all the different like studs and stuff like that, and then to where you need it to be? John says, text you. I have a bunch of Klein Tools videos on my channel. I really want to do a structured wiring for new and old houses. Collision Gaming Chris says, I had to get creative with my job with running new cables actually. I turned a drop on a wall into a makeshift patch panel to feed an AP into a second room. It's possible, a pain in the ass, but possible, says Ryan. Yeah, so, I mean, if I hired someone to, like, professionally to do it, I'm just curious how much that would cost. Like, to run a couple of lines. Probably to each corner. We don't need it in the main floor, and we're good upstairs. It's just because the basement is a studio and I do all my computer stuff down here. It would be nice to have a direct line. Because, yeah, I can show. I'm not sure if I've shown it. I probably have before. But let me show you what it looks like. Around. So it comes down there. Yeah, but that's how I get internet through a hardwire down here and not Wi-Fi. It comes from upstairs and it's just all along the baseboard and the walls and stuff like that. So if I could get it behind the walls, actually, if I could get it behind the walls, like one on this wall. And then like one on like that wall. So I said it was gonna be difficult because this is one corner of my house, and this is where I want the line to end up. But if we go upstairs and then upstairs again, that far corner back there is where the line actually comes into the house, and that's where the router is in the office, like 2 stories up from that way. So that's why it's just like the longest path that we have to run like a wire. And it probably doesn't help too. No, the junction point for my cables. No, so this house was built in 2001-ish, and there's no there is no junction point room built into the house. It's just coming into the side of the house into like the office upstairs. Like, we don't have a panel that nicely has everything coming into it. Nope, no pre-run cables. Yeah, I don't know. When did Ethernet and all that stuff get like incorporated into housing designs? Because definitely it wasn't when this house was built. I feel like that would have been closer like to the late 2000s, like almost 2010s ish. I got hosed. I mean, I think that's what happens when you buy houses from like 2000 or sooner. Like in the year 2000, were most people even on like broadband internet, or were they mostly on 56K and, you know, modems and stuff, right? So it still isn't standard on new build for some reason, says Jason. They still run coax. Whoa. Okay, I did get Adam. I wish I could pull up your thing. Sorry, Adam. Let me address your... Let me replay that. I apologize for... I was in the middle of a thought. But Adam Ayala says, Ryzen 5 5600 X3D, ROG Strix Wi-Fi 2 mobile, 32 gigabytes of 3600, probably CL18 I'm guessing, or CL16 or 14. Memory 3060 Ti, be quiet, Pure Rock 2. Any upgrade suggestions to improve? You got the 5600 X3D, so that means you got a micro center nearby, huh? I really wish I could pull up these highlighted chats. Dang it. Okay. I'm just gonna pin this so it's easier. Can I even pin this? It's not letting me pin it. No. But yeah, so right there, I would say your graphics card would be the next upgrade that I would do. Because you're fine on the 5600 X3D. You can run a much more powerful graphics card than the 3060 Ti with it. And you can even keep that 600 watt EVGA power supply if you go with what's the 4070 Ti. I'm pretty sure works with the 600 watt. In terms of, and I think the 6800 XT, yeah, that should also work with 600 watt as well. So I don't know if you're trying to stay NVIDIA or go AMD or whatever, but 3060 Ti, I feel like it's kind of a weird spot because that is still a very capable card. And if you want to upgrade, you're going to have to spend probably at minimum $500 for something like the 7800 XT for like a reasonable enough upgrade up, right? Remember, we don't just want to do like half step upgrades. You want to go not only newer generation, but maybe a half or one additional tier up. That would be my thoughts. But the graphics card, because you got 32 gigs of RAM, your cooler is fine. With your CPU, yeah, I mean, more SSD storage. That's not like a performance increase really, but that's just a quality of life. You never have to delete games. But yeah, graphics card for sure, in my opinion. Yeah, Chauner says also the PSU. Yeah, you could do the PSU because I think the 600 watt BQ is a C tier, if I'm not mistaken, which is fine. But if you want room for growth into more powerful graphics cards, you'd want to push towards like 750-ish, 800 watts for like the higher end graphics card. But let's see where that tier list is. And thank you for the super chats, by the way, everyone. I mean, we're just having a chill stream, but if people have questions, and I apologize if I miss it normally, because we're just talking about LAN party stuff right now. I'm not trying to push people to donate, but I feel obligated to answer the questions when people do. So let me see, BQ. So if we look at the BQ, EVGA, BQ, yep. Okay, so C tier. I don't like this low end. Don't call tier C low end. Low end implies like it only works for APUs. What is their recommendation actually? Do they explain the tiers? Tier C. Yeah, so they don't say like what. So mid range for B tier. Yeah, I hate the way they worded this. I would say like perfectly acceptable. Low end just makes it sound like bad and low quality. Oh, is it in the legend at the top? Yeah, I thought it was, but oh, legend. Okay, what is it? Low priority, gold, tiering methodology, tier C. Yeah, so this is just how they test it. I'm looking for like mostly based on review. Okay, models, each range. I thought there was a thing where they said like only recommended for like APUs and stuff. Did they change this? I haven't looked at the legend for a while. Let me see. Hyphen dash models. So that's the legend. Yeah. So this is just talking about the testing methodology. Tested, claimed, ripple. Okay, yeah, but it doesn't give like in layman's term to like someone who's just like reading it and doesn't know like what all these different like testing requirements are. It doesn't tell them like, oh, use tier D mainly if you only have a system with APU. Use tier C if you have low, like, you know, entry level graphics cards that are only powered by one 6-pin PCIe or something. So direct reviews protect. Yeah, see? Huh. Okay, Pandeni. Okay, let me see if I can get this name. Pandanihao. Oh, Panda Nihao. Jeez, I just butchered up that name. I stumbled upon your most recent LAN party video and I was hooked. Thanks for amazing content. Brought me right back to my college life. Lol. Thank you for the kind words, Panda Nihao. That is the sentiment that a lot of people have shared. So this is one of the things that it's kind of strange because in terms of how often I do LAN party stories content, right? I do it twice a year, once a year during the pandemic. But if you are to look at the view count of them is like generally not as high as like other tech and builds and stuff like that on the channel, which I've talked about this many times before, right? Like it does whatever. Oh, it's a slow burn. But if you look at the comments of these, the comments that people leave for LAN party stories, like look, these are like the most kind and heartwarming comments that I've ever received on like any types of videos on my channel. LAN party stories, if I'm having a bad day, I can just go pull up any LAN party story and then the comments are just like it's just for the most part all positive. Rarely is there a negative comment. Whereas if I do PC content, it's like, what, you chose AMD? AMD sucks. Or like, what, you chose Nvidia? It's overpriced and DLSS is garbage. Like every single one of these comments, honestly, my favorite videos to binge know. Yes, Mad Hype, thanks for making these progressively longer. Thanks for sharing these wholesome moments with us. Woohoo, more LAN party stories. Thanks for the upload. Your crew's monitor game has stepped up. Love to see it. I love these videos. I've never been to a LAN party. Can't wait to go to one. Like this is like, that is the general like sentiment that people share regarding LAN party stories. So Panda Nihao, thank you for the $10 super chat. And I'm glad that, you know, this series is bringing you and a lot of other people joy. So, oh my god, we got gnomed. Yeah, okay, give me 1 second. I gotta show where's the membership shout out? Let me change this. Gnome, you are a crazy person. I just updated the membership shoutouts. This is the membership shoutouts out because of last week of what you did, Gnome. You just added 50 more. You know how big this list? It is very hard to format this list. But of course, Gnome, I always appreciate it. Ah, man. Thank you. I don't, no. I don't think it's been longer than this. I think this might have been the longest that it's ever been. Let me open up the, like, I'll show you how I edit this, because it is not an easy thing to edit every time the membership list changes. But I am appreciative to the fact that people are either gifting or joining on their own. But let me open up this window here. Okay, let's see. Window. Where is it at? Window. Okay. Let's go to Photoshop. Okay, so we have the Photoshop window right here, and I'm going to... Oh, that's not the window. Where's the other one? Man, Photoshop, why you got so many windows? Why is it not doing the thing? That's not it. That's not it. Photoshop, you suck. It's not showing the right... Oh, is it because, no? Yeah, it's not showing it. It's only showing this weird window. That's odd. Oh, I can't show you how it's edited, unfortunately. But just trust me. This is a lot. This is a lot. Thank you. Now that should be the longest list. I have a video coming up where I already edited this list into it, so it'll have to come after that. Sure, wait till he finished updating the list. Wait, dude, Gnome, are you kidding me? 100 total gifted memberships? Like, what? Oh my goodness. Dude, Gnome, thank you. I appreciate it. Gnome is a mad lad. This is gonna be playing all night. This is never gonna stop. Let me turn down the background music. And let me turn up the Spitfire alert sounds. So we'll let that play for a bit. Oh man. Okay. After all that craziness, let's take a look at... I need to remember to timestamp that for when I do the timestamps of the stream. You guys, stop egging Gnome on. Gnome already gave a bunch. We're good. Okay. Adam says, I got my 5600 X3D for a steal. 183 before taxes, and so far it's been a huge upgrade over 3600. I mean, would you guys consider the 5000 series technically a 1-gen leap over the 3000 series? Even though there technically was a 4000 series that got shoehorned into there kind of after the fact. Or if not after the fact, it was very limited to like the general consumer for a while. Let's just say that. It was only for like desktop OEMs. So it's not, you got the 1-gen upgrade because you still stayed with the like X600, but you did get the X3D, which does help, so. Mason says, most wholesome cyberbullying I've witnessed, forcing poor Danny to type all night. Okay, so I do copy and paste the names, but if you know Photoshop, you know formatting columns and sizes and stuff, like all that. Like, I copy and paste the names, but to get it to fit every time into this space, I have to like, because it's not like a spreadsheet on Excel, right? It's not nicely celled out. It's a lot of formatting work. Oh my god. No. Gnomed. Oh my goodness. Gnomed. You know that meme where the guy's like, what? This one right here. This is what I was just trying to do right there. This meme.
For introduction.
It's the super hot fire one, but they're not gonna show the GIF of it. Oh, there it is. There it is. Basically. Oh my goodness. Jeez. I mean, yeah, I think the way that it works is that if you are active, I think it goes towards the more active people, but all right. Gnome must be a yeah. Gnome, would you like to share with everybody? Would you like to share with the class what you do for work? Idea just so unfortunately YouTube and their limited streaming tools and their membership tools, they don't tell me. Let me actually double check this. I don't believe they tell me what is gifted and what is not gifted. It's just all clumped into just what level membership you're at. So let me check actually to make sure on that. But I don't believe I've seen let's see, memberships. See all members. Yeah, it doesn't say that it was gifted. It just so it from the huge spreadsheet that it sends me of all my members and how long they've been members and what level of membership and stuff like that, it doesn't tell me who was a gifted member or not. So does Twitch do that? Does anyone know? Is Twitch better, way better than YouTube in that regard? Gnome says, I own a few companies? Okay. It makes sense now. Gnome, well, he either owned a few companies or then John the Net guy says, I'm suspecting someone has stolen a stolen credit card. Well, no, Gnome has dropped this multiple times before, so unless he's constantly stealing credit cards, which, I mean, Gnome, are you willing to take a lie detector test? No, I mean, okay, I've been watching a lot of, like, you know, on YouTube, where people just walk up and ask randomly, what do you do for a living, to the people who drive Ferraris and Lamborghinis and stuff. There's, like, those channels that do that. For some reason, I've been, like, guilty watching that when it pops into my feed. I don't know why. I just can't scroll away from it. Lots of young entrepreneurial, I can't even say it. Entrepreneurs. Why does that sound so weird when I'm saying it now multiple times? Entrepreneurs. That doesn't sound right, but I think I'm saying it right. People with entrepreneurial tendencies. No, a lot of them were younger people who either made it big with, like, you know, crypto, GameStop, or are doing, like, social media type stuff. So, but I don't know how old Gnome is. I'm just saying, like, there are a lot of secret millionaires just walking amongst us probably that we don't even know. Not me, though. I promise you, if I was a secret millionaire, I would be giving away more free computers on the channel way more often. That's how you know I'm not a secret millionaire, because I actually got a budget for that. Gnome started with an IT company, then opened a law firm because we needed cheaper lawyers. You know what's funny? Have any of you guys watched the show Suits? I just started watching that with Melissa. It caught me, that first episode trailer that they show you on Netflix, where he's able to, like, recite the whole law, like all the law books and stuff by memory. It caught me, so I started watching that. So I've been watching Suits, and I'm learning, you know, through a TV show more about the lawyering world. Obviously, it is very exaggerated and fiction, but It's funny that you just mentioned that. Yeah, Suits. So Suits is what, like 2009 or something? It's like over 50. It's 15 years old or something at this point. I'm late to the party. I hear it's a really good show. I binge watched season 1 this past week. In a week, I watched what, 12 episodes. But yeah, it's a pretty good show. So I just started season 2. But yeah, I just thought it was funny how you mentioned Law, and I'm watching a lot of that right now. Wait, Gnomed, have you ever shared your age? You found me through an... Wait, including an IT company. I found Danny through an employee. Huh. I don't know if that is more cryptic than it should be. But thank you. Lawyer... So, okay, I've watched Breaking Bad. Never really got into Better Call Saul. I watched a little bit of Better Call Saul. I think 1 or 2 episodes, but it didn't hook me in, and then I got distracted and started watching something else. So... Mason says Gnomed has 3 IT company, 3 Starbucks, and sells feet pics on the side. And then, can I just say, everybody, so... I hope everyone's just having a good time tonight. We're just chilling, talking, hanging out. We don't often do this. Typically, the streams are filled with doing, like, you know, looking at PC parts, looking on Newegg, eBay, looking at PC part picker lists, looking at tech news articles. We've been going for over an hour. I think everyone's, hopefully, is having a good time. The stream numbers are looking pretty healthy compared to, you know, previous weeks. So, I'm just glad everyone is able to just enjoy a pretty chill stream where we're literally just talking. I'm trying to focus on chat as much as I can. So Deegan says, so wait, so it's 50 subs back to back to back? Yeah, Gnomed is crazy. 150 subs dropped in less than like 10 minutes. David Clark says, you okay, Danny? How's Starfield game? David! Alright, so I wish I could pull the highlighted comments. Why are you not working? David Clark from last week, after I mentioned that I was trying to buy Starfield, he was the one who actually sold me Starfield at a pretty nice discount. And I'm still in the process of trying to get him money because we haven't been Steam friends for long enough for me to send him a Steam gift card. But thank you to David Clark in the chat. He bought a 7900, was it XT or XTX? But he didn't need the premium Starfield key, so he was able to sell it to me for a pretty decent price off of what it normally goes for brand new, which is apparently $100. I don't know if I would ever spend $100 on a premium edition of a game, but thank you, David. I appreciate it. In terms of how Starfield is, I played because I only installed it 2 days ago after we confirmed that the price was good. But I played that first night, I think like maybe like 3 hours straight, and then I haven't really been able to hop on much beyond that. I've been kind of like preparing for the LAN, and then yeah, but I'm gonna get more hours into it. I think Starfield, for, you know, the first, I got to what's the first big city you go to. I'm so bad with character names and cities and stuff in video games, but I got to the first big city, but I haven't done any quests with the the Constellation group. Yeah, New Atlantis. There you go. New Atlantis. Is that going to be the new benchmarking scene for future videos when I test hardware? Maybe. I haven't checked to see what... I think Hardware Unboxed said the foresty areas are like the most demanding, but I feel like New Atlantis would be pretty demanding too, because you got a ton of NPCs walking around everywhere. Yeah. My first testing scene was the first mission against the pirates. And I just sat there and let them do the AI battle each other out. That was kind of demanding too. Just in space, for whatever reason, I don't know. I'm not a game designer. I don't know why the space portion of Starfield is like very, very easy to run. Have you guys checked your frame rates when you're like flying in space? versus on the ground. It is like way worse on the ground. Deegan or Deeg4N says, gotta give something. Thank you, Gnome. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Yeah, and then what are you gonna buy once you get the Steam gift card, David? Do you have any game that you are eyeing? Bobby Wang says, hi, I'm still using an 8700K. Would an RX 6600 be okay to be paired with my old CPU? Yeah, that's actually a really good pairing. 8700K? What, that's 6 cores, 12 threads. 8th gen is... I don't think 8th gen is that horribly old yet. And an RX 6600 is not super powerful of a graphics card. I think that is a great pairing. Yeah. You could, if you wanted to, you could pair higher than a 6600. Don't feel like your 8700K is holding you back. You could go 6600 XT or 50 XT, 6700 XT, you'll be fine. In most games, you would even see a performance uplift going from a 6700 XT to a 6800 XT or 6800. So yeah, your 8700K still capable. After you do your graphics card upgrade though, then your next upgrade is gonna be that at some point, but you should be fine. Isn't 8th gen about Ryzen 3000 performance? Yeah, that was around the time where they were, I guess you could say, equally relevant. I think, what year did 8th gen come out? Let's see, Intel says 8700K. That was 17, and then let's see, there's the next date. So 2017. So there's a 2-year gap. Yeah, so 8th gen is a little bit older, but in terms of Intel versus AMD, the single core performance and gaming performance of Intel, it was like slightly higher than AMD. So Kenny D has a friend who has a Ryzen 5 2600 and their 2060 just broke. What GPU would best pair with it? 2060 just broke. Are they looking for a replacement or are they looking for an upgrade? Yeah, dude, the RX 6600 is such a safe bet. Dude, if you go on eBay and look up 6600s, they're not that old of graphics cards. Like, sure, they might have been mined on, but I feel like once, I wouldn't be as worried about 6000 series in terms of how long they've been mined on compared to like 5000 series, right? RX 5000 series cards. But if you wanted to buy it now, the cheapest, you can get RX 6600s for 100, looks like 145 because you gotta factor in shipping. So they're about 150 bucks. I was looking in my local area, people were listing 6600s used for like 120. I mean, if you want to buy it brand new, go ahead and spend 200 bucks, but you could easily get it for 150 or less if you go used. And yeah, this would be a good pairing with the 2600. So, the RX 6600 is like the new RX 480, 470, 570, 580. It is like that crazy good price to performance, very affordable card. Doesn't require like a lot of power. It's just usually it comes in compact size. So yeah, it's a safe option for anyone who is using older hardware, even though, you know, Ryzen 2600 is not that old, 8700K is not that old. So it's just kind of the safe answer for a very wide range of hardware. Man, Mino42 just upgraded memberships to the Nerd on a big budget. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 6650 XT works too. I mean, it just depends. Do you want to spend more for a little more performance? Both cards at their respective price ranges give good performances. Pretty much 6600, 6600 or XT or 50 XT, 6700 XT, 6800, 6800 XT. All of those you can buy without worrying, am I getting a good deal? You can buy them brand new from Newegg or Amazon. they are priced very well against what you know, the current gen. Any thoughts on the rumor of a 7600 XT maybe in the works? I mean, what is the gap now? We're going from there. It depends on how far it can separate itself from the 7600. Because the 7600 was supposed to release at $300. Then it got 2 price drops. And now it's going for like $250. Is it going for $250? Let me see. Newegg. Newegg is our all-knowing price checker. Because Amazon sucks. Yeah, you can get it for $250. And you get $20 promotional gift card. And you get Starfield. $20 gift card. So that's not exactly the same as money. But wait, what kind of gift card? It's a Newegg gift card, right? Promotional, yeah. So it's not as good as a Visa gift card where you can use it anywhere. But still, if you buy a lot from Newegg, it's as good as $20. So you're effectively getting that and Starfield Standard Edition for $250. So or $230, and then $70. You know. So you have a price difference between $250 and $450. $200 between AMD's current stackable cards, right? So if you're gonna slot in the 7600 XT between the 7600 and the 7700 XT, it needs to be closer to the middle than the 7600 performance to be exciting. If they come out with a $300 7600 XT that is 20% better than the 7600, that's just a linear increase, and that's nothing too exciting. It just fills the void without bringing like that much more value. Deegan says, face it though, most new gamers are going to be 1080p. I would agree with that. I would think most new gamers, especially if you're looking at like the younger, yeah, if you're looking at like the younger crowd or people who don't have a ton to invest because it is their first gaming PC, they're probably not also going out and buying like expensive 4K or 1440p super high refresh rate monitors and stuff like that. They probably will eventually once they love PC gaming, but to start out, I think a lot of people they probably I think let's take a look at our popular Steam hardware survey and see what they say about what resolution people are playing at. And again, this isn't, you know, there's Epic Games and other stuff too, but this is one of the only sources that we have. Where the heck is the manufacturer? Wait, did they not show resolutions or did they take that off? Primary display resolution. Oh no, they do. But oh, here we go. It just wasn't in the graphs. Cause I guess yeah, it's kind of hard to graph or to mark this many different resolutions. Okay, 1920 by 1080p is still 60%. Now that 60 isn't matched by a 40% of one other resolution. The next highest is 1440p, and that's not even 15% yet. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I agree with you. The 6600 is very capable of running PCs for a wide range of people. And if you consider how many people just play games like Gary's Mod, Team Fortress, you know, Counter-Strike, even if they're playing at 1440p, a 6600 is more than enough. Games like League of Legends, that's not even on the survey, games like Valorant, you can like max that out at 1440p with the 6600. Hey, what's up, Extreme Zone? Zerk says, is the Ryzen 7 5800 XT a good upgrade from a 2700? Oh, yeah. You're going 2 generations and adding an X3D chip in there. But you've got a 3060 Ti. Okay, so I think it'll help you. Are you playing like high refresh rate? Like what's your frame rate in general? The 2700X, I wouldn't say it is heavily bottlenecking the 3060 Ti. It is bottlenecking it in some of the more demanding CPU intensive games, but not to the point where I think like I don't like going from a 2700X, depending on your, so that's why I asked about the settings and frame rate you're currently playing at, because I don't think you're gonna like double FPS necessarily going to the 5800 X3D, because you're still gonna be limited by your graphics card. Now if you're playing something like CS:GO or Valorant or something, then yeah, maybe you might double it. But if you're talking about AAA games, I don't know if it's just because they lean pretty heavily onto the GPU, so you might not be seeing like mind-blowing doubling in FPS, but it's gonna be a decent upgrade for sure. Extreme Zone says, hey Danny, what did I miss? You missed GNOMED. You can see it still. It's still showing all 3 of his 50 gifted memberships, and the notifications are still going on. This is gonna go on till the end of the stream, I think. The 3060 Ti, I think in about 2 years time, it would be about a good time to upgrade it. Cause that'll put you at around the 4-ish year mark, right? 4-ish, 5-ish year mark. So, I guess my question, before you even like consider upgrading, my question is, do you feel like the frame rate you're getting in your games is not high enough? I know the graphic settings isn't gonna really be an issue. Like, I don't, like, you can turn it up to ultra or whatever, but in terms of like, we're talking purely smoothness, frame times, frame rate. Do you feel like your 2700X is not giving you as high or as smooth of frames as you want? Because that's why you would want to upgrade. If you are enjoying your computer just fine now, I mean, it's always good to hold off, because that next generation of parts is kind of always around the corner. And do you want to buy into something? Well, I guess you're trying to stick on the AM4, so you're at the end of the line there. If you're trying to stick on the same platform, then yeah, I guess 5800 X3D is about as far as you're gonna go. So never mind, I take that back. Yeah, because like people like AJHC78 says, I'm rocking a 2700X and I still feel satisfied with 1440p gaming. So you should, if you haven't yet monitored like what FPS and in what games are you getting, and ask yourself, are you not happy with that performance? The graphical quality is not going to improve because you're already, your graphic settings, you probably have that set based on your 3060 Ti. So you're not going to be able to push that out any higher just because you get a better CPU. Zerk says, yes, I play low on games like... Wait. Zerk says, you play games on low like Squad and Call of Duties. And Call of Duty. Call of Duty is 120-ish. Squad is... What is Squad? Am I out of the loop? What is Squad game? Not Squid Game. Squad on Steam. Oh, this is like a brand new game. Release date. Oh wait, no, it's not brand new. Sorry, I read that wrong. I saw that 2 and a 3. I was seeing 2023. Okay, I've never heard of this game. Tactical, and this has way worse performance than Call of Duty does. Yeah, so I am not aware of this game at all. The graphics do look pretty good based on the screenshots. It's hard to... Do you know how to use programs like Hardware Info or like MSI Afterburner to try to monitor your CPU usage and stuff? The way you can test this is if you go into your BIOS. I mean... I assume you have like a B4. Try overclocking your 2700X. Either try overclocking it or try like underclocking it. Either or, and see if your performance changes. Because that's going to tell you if you're really being bottlenecked by the CPU in this game, or if it's your 3060 Ti that's not letting you push above 30 to 60 FPS. Because you're getting 120 in Call of Duty, but they're different games, and the way that they were, you know, developed and programmed could be different, and like their optimization, right? So it's hard to say because I've never heard of this game until today, but if you go into your, do you know what motherboard you have? There are ways for you to simulate a stronger or weaker CPU and see if your performance in this game changes at all. And that'll tell you whether or not upgrading your CPU will make a difference. But I mean, this game, the graphics look pretty crazy, so it might just be your 3060 Ti that's actually holding you back in squad. Adrian says Zerk squad is, yes, so we have another squad player in here. Zerk squad is gonna run badly regardless. I have a 5600 and 3080 Ti. Wow. And squad still drops to 60 FPS and 1440p. Sutmig says, I'm honestly never here enough, but keep getting gifted subs, lol. Thank you guys and girls in the community. Keep up the good work. What's up, Sutmig? Yeah, you've been a member for 6 months and running, so if you keep getting memberships, that is pretty awesome. Yeah. The maps are huge. Yeah, so it's hard to say. Okay, but I guess what the one thing I can say is that when you do you think you're gonna ever want to upgrade beyond the AM4 platform onto AM5? Like, do you have enough money to comfortably do that? If not, then because the 5800 X3D is basically the end of the line for the socket, like the, you know, the reasonable end of the line. I don't know if they're gonna release more stuff later that might be better, but for now, it's safe to say 5800 X3D is like a good, safe final upgrade for AM4. If you already know that you're not gonna want to drop the money to get DDR5 RAM, to get a new motherboard and a CPU, and you just want to use your current platform and get the best performance, going from a 2700X to a 5800 XTG, like that is a safe move. Like, I don't think you're gonna regret it, because what you're gonna do eventually is upgrade your 3060 Ti, and the 5800 X3D is gonna be able to carry whatever new graphics card you put with it for a while. Remember, reviewers were testing like 3090s with 5800 X3Ds because it was like one of the best CPUs to test with at the time. So just because it is now, you know, a generation old and it's at the end of a socket, it doesn't mean that newer cards coming out later are not going to pair well with it. It is still going to pair well with cards for a couple of generations. Later on, it's going to just pair with the mid-range cards, but you can still use a 5800 XTD with like a 4070 Ti, 4080, and still get good performance. Kennedy says, hey Danny, do you mind checking out my set? Oh yeah, we do set, dude. We could do anything today. I do kind of have a hard cutoff because I need to go to H Mart and 99 Ranch to get some stuff for LAN. Cause I'm responsible for the meals, for some of the meals. We're gonna do burgers and hot dogs as we always do here. We're gonna do like breakfast sandwiches and tater tots. But I think we're gonna do spring rolls. Either spring rolls or Japanese curry. Spring rolls would be a brand new one, and we're gonna hand roll them as like family style. But I need to get the okay from everyone that they're okay with spring rolls and peanut sauce. So I gotta go get those ingredients because they're not at the typical American stores. You gotta go to the Asian specific ones. But let me hop over to Discord real quick. Do both? Dude, no. That's too much work, man. That's too much work. Also, I don't know if spring rolls and Japanese curry mix. To me, in my mind, that doesn't mix well. Like eating them in the same meal. Let me take a look. So we're looking at setups. Where did you post the setups? Did you post it already? Or did you post it previously? Let me check them. Nah, dude. When we do spring rolls, we do like spring rolls for main course. You eat like 4, 5, 6 spring rolls, and you're good to go. But we've done Japanese curry, I think, twice by this point. It is really easy to make, and it would be cheaper and simpler. Japanese curry is like the easiest thing ever. You mix some pre-made brick sauce into some water, throw in some potatoes, carrots, broccoli maybe, and some chicken, and boom, you're done. Spring rolls, we have to prepare each of the ingredients and stuff, so we'll see. We'll see. Kenny D, posted on previously on build and setup showcase. Okay, build and setup Kenny D. Kenny D. Oh, there you are. Okay, I see it. I see it. We're gonna open this up. Can I? Okay. So we're gonna look at Kenny's Project Alpha. 3 years in the making. This PC started out as a $500 budget PC, and it's been upgraded over 3 years. And the only thing left is the motherboard. Dang, that's that AM4 motherboard for you, man. To be able to keep it through everything, whereas everything else is changing. So I guess RAM and power supply, and sometimes case you could keep for that long. Okay, what do we got here? So let me open. I have to open these in a new tab because Discord. Oh no, that actually works fine. Okay. Mix of new and used parts. Best deal was the GPU at 260. I was about to say euros. That's pounds. Okay, RTX 3070 for 260 pounds. What am I doing? 260 British pounds to USD. So it's 324. Okay. We got the Ryzen 5 3600 Inno 3D. We were just talking about them the other week. Inno 3D RTX 3070. B450 Pro 4 ASRock, okay. A Cougar 240 Aqua AIO, 32 gigs of RAM at 2933. CX650F, 2.5 terabytes of SSD storage across 3 of them. A GameMax Spark case. Let's see, single up here. Okay, so let's take a look at this. And you got an IDA 64 display from AliExpress. So we got one of those unique. I want to actually open it bigger so we can take a look at the system itself. So there's the display. Man, I wish more companies would just have more integrated displays so that you don't have to do these mods, just so it's like clean and integrated. This one is pretty clean, but I'm just saying sometimes you have to like 3D print brackets and stuff to make it look nice, and it's just extra work. And I like being able to physically see my temperatures like on the case. I don't want to have to run rain meter. I don't have to run overlays or like stuff in the background of my computer. I want just anytime I want to instantly look at the computer, boom, I can see the temperature. I don't want to have to like do stuff to make the temperature pop up, if that makes sense. But yeah, so this is looking pretty clean. Here's your side shot. You got some white cables, but they're not like the sleeved ones. They're whatever the rubber coat. Is this rubber? What is the material that power supply typical cables are made out of? PVC. And then here is your studying girl, lo-fi girl. That's what her name is. You got 2 lo-fi people, 2 lo-fi girls. And then there's the case itself. Let me go back to this case. I'm not familiar with this case. What is it called? A GameMax? I'm trying to see, is the power supply dual chamber? Or is it in the front? Because you know some of the case brands are doing the thing where they put it up in the front here, covered by a bracket. What's that above the graphics card? That looks like some kind of sound or network card. Let's take a look. We can actually zoom in. Oh no, wait, what is that? That's People are thinking, I wouldn't think it's USB expansion because of, actually, I can't see where this cable goes. If it's going down underneath to the, it could be going to like USB down here, or it could be, is it going into the Wi-Fi slot? I can't, it gets too blurry. But yeah, I could see this being a Wi-Fi card as well. Brennan says, where is the LAN this weekend? LAN is going to be at my place. It's going to be right back here. We're going to do a new setup. Actually, it's not new. We're going to do... It's going to be better than last time's setup, though. I'll show it in a second, but yeah. I mean, yeah, this is a sweet build. This is... Cool story here about how you're still on the original motherboard. And you've kind of upgraded everything up, you know. You put it through its paces and it's still working well for you, so that's cool. I mean, this thing looks like it could be anything. There's not enough details in the pictures to see. Unfortunately, actually, let me see the side picture. Yeah, we go to here. It does look like it is going down and around. So, if this was a network card... Usually the network cards are like mini NVMe, or they're like M.2 type slots, right? I don't know if I've seen, and other Wi-Fi cards, I don't know if I've seen it need, like, I don't think this is external power. Kenny D say it's a Wi-Fi card with a Bluetooth, yeah, okay. The Bluetooth cable, okay. Yeah, because most Wi-Fi cards I've seen, you can just go straight into the slot, and can feed it enough power. It doesn't need anything else connected. Okay, interesting. Okay, cool. Deegan says, Nope, do you ever drink? Nah. So, I can't really drink alcohol. I mean, I can drink it, but I don't have a good time. Like, right? Like, normally, when you drink alcohol, it's because... it enhances, it gets you drunk or buzzed and you have a good time. But alcohol to me is just like, I don't know, it's my taste buds. It just tastes like such straight garbage. Even like mixed drinks and stuff like that. I don't know why, but like, even, you know, when you go to like, let's say at a bar or something and you get some kind of mixed drink and people are like, man, they didn't put any alcohol in here. All they put was like the other components of it and no alcohol. I can taste that little bit of alcohol they put in still, and it is disgusting. So that's why I don't drink. I drink on very rare occasions, very rare, like my 21st birthday, and maybe at weddings when, you know, everyone's just in the mood. People's weddings. I didn't even drink at my own wedding, but I don't know. Like I understand alcohol can make the times very fun, but I'm not sure if you guys have noticed. During our LAN parties, there is some drinking going on sometimes, but for the most part, it is pretty dry. People are not, like, you know, completely drunk or anything like that. And we have as good of a time. So for me, I'm not going to drink alcohol because I hate the taste when I'm already having such a good time. I don't think, like, being drunk would further enhance it anymore, if that makes sense. Springo says, amen, I am the friend to volunteer to be designated driver for that exact reason. Yeah, I mean, honest, at this age, I don't do things or go out to clubs or bars and stuff on the weekends to, like, need to be in a designated driver position. Like, the people and family that I typically hang out with, drinking is not the main portion of why we get together or how we have a good time. For the most part, almost all of our family gatherings, actually, there's no drinking going on. It's just, there's not a lot of people who just drink in the family, I guess, and the friend group. Now, I mean, like, the last LAN party, I forgot if I put any footage of them taking shots. Like, people took shots and stuff, but it's hard to tell, right? Like, could you tell if we were drunk versus if we were just yelling at the top of our heads or our lungs because it's a LAN party anyways? So Yeah, that's why for the most part I don't drink. I don't know how we're above 100 viewers concurrently for this. This is what I'm talking about, the YouTube algorithm. This stream is just a chill hangout stream, which typically does not do well. And I know I'm back in the algorithm right now because the last video did pretty well and I'm getting comments across all my stuff. But also, when you're in the YouTube algorithm, it helps you out for your streams because viewership for the last few weeks have been around like 70 to 80 and now it's over 100 and I'm not even doing anything except talking to you guys and looking at people's setups and random stuff. Kale130 says, I've never had a serious drink in my life. Yeah, so that's... So, I've been seeing a lot of like, you know, like New York Times and Bloomberg or whatever articles about like the next generation, or I guess the up and coming generation, right? Not my generation, but like the new, what generation are we on now? What would a typical like 18-year-old be? What gen are they? I don't even know what gen I am. We've talked about this in past streams, but I keep on forgetting. I am, 34 years old. What gen am I? Age range by generation. Okay. I am a millennial. Okay, yeah, that sounds familiar. I always get confused between the Gen X's and millennials. I forget the 2 years of these. But yeah, millennial, that's it. So what gen are we currently on? We're still on, let's see, Gen Z. What, did they not come after something after Gen Z? Gen Z goes up to 2012. What's after that? Shauner, yeah. Yeah, I would imagine you and maybe other, like, because you're a ZTT mod, right? That's your guys' kind of, like, thing at the start of every stream, right? Like, what are you sipping on? Zach's been doing what are you sipping on for, like, the longest time. Yeah, I am, like, zero booze. We keep zero alcohol in the house for the most part. If we have alcohol, it's because people brought it over and forgot to take it home. So then it just goes bad in our house. Gen Alpha is after Gen Z. Is that what it is? Okay. So, I mean, Gen Alphas are going to be like 10-year-olds and stuff. Generation Alpha is a demographic. Okay. That's what it's called. So, yeah. It seems like from what I've been reading and just based on like, you know, I guess what I've seen on social media and stuff, young people are not smoking like cigarettes as much. They're not drinking as much. They're finding other ways. Maybe it's because they're like not smoking cigarettes, but they're smoking weed instead. Maybe they're not drinking, but they're doing something else. Yeah. I feel like drinking as what's it called? Kind of like as a social thing. It's slowly going away. It definitely doesn't seem like it's ramping up. It's because they're all vaping, lol, says Adrian. We can call them whatever you want. Well, call them whatever you want. Their future still doesn't look too good, says Extreme Zone 987. Yeah, I would agree with that. They're not going to be able to buy houses as easily. They're going to have to spend more time with crappy climate situations. Inflation, just price of everything going up. Yeah. I mean, I cannot imagine for someone who's 10 years old right now what it is going to look like to try to buy property in, you know, 8 to 10, 15 years. Psychedelics is going to be the next new thing. I mean, I have never done a psychedelic, though I would be open to it. I think the thing about, now we're talking about friggin' drugs and stuff like that, but I think with that kind of stuff, of course you have to be careful, but you also, I think, have to be surrounded by people that you completely trust, that may be experienced with it too, which I don't know within my friend group if I have any of those. Like, do I know anybody who is very experienced with taking psychedelics and, you know, making sure that you don't go completely bonkers and crazy? So I don't know if I would ever do that or have the opportunity to do that. Yeah, Nick. I honestly, yeah, I'm not gonna say anything more about that, but not specifically with Nick, but just in general about like those types of drugs. Chase Atwood says, eventually all homes will be owned by corporate America and you'll only be able to lease from them. I mean, we've already seen that happening for many years now, right? There was the thing where like foreigners or people from overseas would try to buy up properties here and just become landlords. But I mean, there are laws and stuff that are put in place to try to curb that. But even then, you got rich people in America, Americans themselves, buying up. Like, if you watch stuff like Graham Stephan or any of these super like financial YouTube channels, they always talk about investing in real estate. And when they talk about investing in real estate, not all of them are going to be able to afford like huge business office buildings. They're talking about single family homes that they're buying and beating you out with cash. And then they're going to turn around and rent it to you. So yeah, to the future generations, I'm sorry. If you own a home right now, consider yourself very lucky. If you're still renting, I guess, let's ask the chat. For those of you who are still renting, what are your thoughts about ever owning a home? Yeah, no one owns houses now that property tax is a thing. Property taxes are kind of annoying, but over the course of, you know, the 12 months, if you take it to like dollars per month and stuff, it's the closest thing you're gonna get to like kind of fully owning, right? It's like, let's just think of it as paying a very expensive HOA due, which is also a thing that some people have to pay on top of property taxes. We have an HOA in our neighborhood, our home, but it's like $20 a month. It's like the equivalent. It's so that they can maintain the park that the neighborhood has. But there are some people who are buying like really expensive houses or condos and stuff, and they're paying hundreds of dollars for HOA on top of the mortgage or rent or whatever. So yeah, it's just oof. Renaissance says, owning a home now hopeless. Jesse Rosenfield says, I'm about to sell my house and go travel the country/world. Hobbs says, I can easily afford a house, but I choose to rent. I have a stupid good deal at the place I live at right now and just don't want to deal with all the upkeep. Man, if I don't, what are interest rates right now? Has anyone been trying to buy a home recently? What is that interest rate? What is the average interest rate? Is it still really high? Ugh, we're in the 7% still? Jeez. All right. When we bought our home in 2018, we were at 4.85%, which I thought then this was 30-year fixed, and I thought that was pretty bad. We refinanced twice, and one of the things that I am most proud of is that our interest rate right now is 2.85%, and I don't think it will ever get lower, and I don't ever plan on moving or, you know, anything. So I secured and I locked myself in. Like 2.85, we are never moving from this house. That's why we have so much space. We thought ahead and was like, this is our forever home. But oh my god, I cannot imagine, like, let's see, what if you had an 800 and up credit score? Okay, in the 7s. 4% and under won't ever happen again, says Kevin Ngo. Yeah, man. It is, let's say if you wanted your loan, in Washington State with a 20% down payment, I mean, if you're gonna be honest, stuff around Seattle, you're minimum 500,000 if you want a home that's like doesn't need a lot of work, like, and you know, let's just say to raise a family in. We're not talking about like 1-2 bedroom type places. We're talking about like 3 bedroom, decent square footage, that isn't like run down. You're talking at least 500K in the Seattle area. For the most part, it's gonna be more, but. Where's the calculator to say how much of that is in interest that I'm gonna pay? Because over the course of the 30 years with that interest rate, Anyone good with mortgage calculators? Let's see, compare how much interest. Let's see. See if I can quickly payment calculator. Okay, so 300. No, the loan amount's gonna be for 500. If you had a down of 20%, that means you're buying a $600,000 house. We're gonna do a 30-year, and this is due 7.5%. Calculate. How screwed are you? What is the total? Then we gotta sum this up. I gotta put this into a spreadsheet. You paid 125,000 a few months ago. Was off 500 in cash. The Google Sheets. Let me go to this for a second, just so I can make sure I don't dox my email while I log in. Ah, come on. Authenticators are nice to have, but then every time I need to log in on incognito mode, I have to allow it. Because it doesn't recognize the browser. Come on. Come on, Google. I just told you it was me. Yes, it is me. Let me in. Alright. So we're on our spreadsheet. We're gonna paste these numbers in. We're gonna sum up this interest column, and the sum is so to buy your $600,000 house, you are paying $758,000 in interest. You are paying more than double the loan over the course of the 30 years. You're paying your loan back of $500,000. You're paying 1.5 times your loan amount actually. If we're gonna, I mean, I assume this looks correct. Oh, wait, no, interest. Wait, something's, oh shoot, did we mess up? Something does look wrong. Why is this 37,000? Wait, principal. They don't want this in a 0.075. Yeah, that looks wrong. No, what is going on here? Fixed term. What is up with this calculator? Something looks wrong. Oh, it's just this isn't the balance. Oh, this is by year. Oh, okay, no, it's by year. No, it's right. Okay, sorry. I was thinking it was by month. I was like, why are we paying 37,000 and the principal is only 4,000? I think this is correct. So yeah, your interest would be like what, 3,000 a month for 12 months is about 37,000. Yeah. So that's right. If you get a $500,000 loan, you are by the end of it, you're paying because what's the sum of this column? It's gonna be the 500,000. Yeah, you are paying. What is the sum of all these numbers? You will eventually pay back over 30 years 1.258 million, assuming you don't refinance. And 1.5. Yeah, you're paying 150% of the original amount that you borrowed on top of paying back what you borrowed. That's crazy. Is this financial advice? No. I have no financial advice to give except for live within your means. Stop spending money on stupid stuff that you don't care about in like a week, a month from now. Don't do impulsive purchases. Make value-oriented purchases. Feel free to spend money on a computer because if you use it every single day for hours a day for 3 years straight, that is very good value per hour or whatever, dollar per hour that you're putting into it. Don't buy a random, I don't know, thing that you're going to just use. Like something like this, I'm going to admit, but there's nothing else I could have done except for the really pain in the butt way of like turning off each breaker and then trying to plug stuff in. So something like this, I'm not going to get that much use out of it, but this was definitely a nice to have, not a need type of purchase, right? So cut out as much of this kind of stuff. And for the people who came late and don't know what this is a circuit breaker finder. It is not anything else except for a circuit breaker finder. Like the foot pedals that plug in a USB, you are right, Jason. That, how much was that thing? I think that was like 30 bucks or something. Which, I mean, it all adds up, right? 20 bucks here, 15 bucks there, 10 bucks there. It all starts to add up into hundreds, if not thousands of dollars over the course of time. So you're right. The foot pedal USB thing is was very much a nice to have, not a need. But also you got, I think, and this is not me making an excuse for myself, but also you need to look at the financial situation you're in, right? If you still have loans, if you have a loan on your car, if you're, you know, like single income, etc. I feel like I am definitely in a, like, I feel like a very blessed, is that the best word for it? I'm in a very advantageous situation in that we have dual income, right? I'm not by myself. My wife also has a good paying job. We were able to buy our home when the rates were kind of in the middle when they were at 5%, but we refinanced down. I don't have any school loans. I don't have a loan on my car. I own my car outright because it's a Yaris from 2009. Things like that, right? So you gotta look at your full financial situation and say like, hey, am I stretching myself too far and too thin by having all this debt and still purchasing these needless things? Or am I pretty much debt free? So then I like, you know, buy toys and stuff like that. But yeah, fortunate. There you go. Fortunate. That's the word I was trying to think of. I'm very fortunate to be in the situation that I am in. And I think being the age that I am, I'm not super old. I feel like the older you are or the further back you go, the more likely you would have been more fortunate because you would have been able to buy a home when it was 100, 200,000, when the interest rates were crazy low, things like that. Gone to college or maybe gotten an education and now I've been working at a company for 20, 30 years and, you know, basically have worked your way up into pay raises that will give you a very comfortable life, right? So I feel like that's just going to be harder for the future generation since that's the original topic we were talking about. It's too blessed to be stressed. Exactly. Yeah, if you're debt free, you can have the 50, 30, 20 budget and spend 30% on fun stuff. Yeah. Is that, where's the 50, 30, 20 from? Is that Dave Ramsey, Graham Stephan? Is that just a general rule of thumb? Is that Mr. Money Mustache? Which financial guru talks about that kind of stuff? Danny, you should drag your Yaris. Okay. Speaking of my Yaris, I have thought, and I played with the idea of putting a turbo in my Yaris, and it would just be the biggest waste of money. But where's the crazy like it is a thing. People trick out their Yarises. Where's the, I wonder what the fastest Yaris there is. I wouldn't go and put all these like wide bodies and stuff on it like that, but putting a turbo on there just so that when I go on the freeway, I don't have trouble merging when people are driving like crazy, that would be pretty cool. You never turbo the daily. Well, the thing about the Yaris is it's starting to get to that age where I am having to start to look for we're gonna look for a new car for me and Melissa, and then we're gonna have her Civic, which is a 2014 Civic. That's gonna be like the kind of like the errands car, and then for the family car, it's gonna be the new maybe electric vehicle we get, but we're still looking. I want a Toyota electric vehicle. I have been loyal to Toyota my entire life. So they're dragging their feet when it comes to electric cars. And I can kind of see the reasons why, but I really want Toyota to come out with the full electric that is affordable. Not only just full electric, because most full electrics that come out, unless you get like a little tiny car with like limited range and stuff, you can get those for cheap, I guess. But we're talking like 250 to 300 mile range, decent amount of space, maybe compact SUV size. That's no one's gonna make that for cheap, unfortunately. Get a Tesla like Jason and us cool people. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yes, the new Prius looks really nice, but let me see. The new Prius looks nice, but I'm so over going to gas stations. Electricity in Washington is so cheap, and our electricity comes from clean, like renewable. Like most of our electricity comes from hydro, actually. So when people are like, oh, when you get an electric car, you're just getting it from petroleum power plants and stuff. Well, not in Washington. So in terms of like, if you're talking about environmental, like effects and stuff, being in Washington and having an electric car, you're actually putting like clean electricity in there. So I just hate going to the gas station, regardless of anything else. I hate having to go to the gas station and pump gas. Like, I just want to go home, plug it in, and then tomorrow it's ready to go for me every single time. I don't think I would ever use a supercharger. We don't do like out of state long road trips. So I mean, me and Melissa, we've been together for how many years now? 2014, 9 years now, right? And in that entire time, we've only taken one road trip. I guess we've done Canada and maybe like 5 times total, either up to Canada or down to Oregon or down to California. And the thing is, we're still going to have her Civic, which is a gas car. But for the majority, like 95% of our driving, a full electric car where we could charge at home, like fits perfectly. We don't need to use supercharging public stations and stuff like that. So I would get a home charger for sure. I would get a home charger because I'm not trying to sit at the parking lot of Target for 40 minutes while my car gets charged up. Like, we have, space in our garage. We would install a home charger and park in the garage. Will your new car have a built-in... Okay, if we got an electric car, I could use that for my, when I do like my test benching, meeting people up in public. And I could plug it straight into the car and not worry about the battery dying, like what happened to Coalition Gaming Chris. When he left, he turned off his car, but used his battery to power his system using like an inverter. And then his car battery died. And he told the story, like it happened in the video. So yeah, having a full electric to be able to plug into, that'd be nice. Aren't you worried about the zombie apocalypse? Dude, if zombie apocalypse happens, we will still have the Honda Civic, which is gas run, so we'll be fine. It's not like we would be down to one single electric car. We always have the alternative. I wonder if they're gonna do a Camry Prime. You know what car I really like? And we saw it at LTX. Somebody had it. I think it was the Corolla Cross. Well, no, they had the Corolla GR. Sorry, the Cross is different. The Corolla, I wouldn't get the GR. I would just get the baseline Corolla. But the new Corollas, man, like, I just think they look pretty sweet. Obviously, this is like, I think this one's like 40,000 or something because we were at the Toyota dealership for something else recently. But I would not get the GR model. But I think just like the baseline, the new Corolla, what is it, 2023 Corolla, even without like the fancy fenders and stuff like that, hatch, I think they look pretty nice. Like, I mean, look at this. This is like pretty close to. If you guys haven't noticed, I like cars that are similar to my current existing Yaris. So anything that is kind of similar to it, hatchback, kind of more compact size, affordable, cheap, good gas mileage, those are the cars that I gravitate towards. I agree with you, Springles. Gas cars aren't going away anytime soon because, honestly, the infrastructure is not put in place yet. Like, imagine if like even half of people with combustion engine cars flip right away to full electric, not only are there not enough charging stations and things like that, but I don't even know if the actual infrastructure, like, you know, the wires in the ground and stuff like that, I don't know if it can handle all of that electricity through the grid. So yeah, gas cars for the most part are sticking around for a while, but it doesn't mean that, you know, you can't transition sooner than others. Let's pray for the oil and gas industry. I mean, I don't see. Actually, let's look at the current numbers in the U.S. Full electric. We're not talking hybrids because hybrids still need to get, you know, gas from the pump. Full electric versus gas car percentage in the U.S. What do we have there? What do you guys think the split is? 2022 EVs vehicle sales from industry grew from 2.2 to 6.1%, but what are the actual numbers? Percentage of EVs out of all vehicles. Oh man. It says in Q3 2022 it was 6.1%. This is from 8billiontrees.com. I mean, we could look at other sources too, but I could believe this. I mean, when I'm driving down the road and I live in Seattle, right? And it is pretty like environmentally green or whatever you want to call it here. And even driving down the road, I do see a fair number of Teslas, but I just still see way more gas cars. So think about in other parts where they don't have as good like supercharged infrastructures and things like that, or people just don't care about electric cars, the numbers are even worse. So I could see 6.1%. Holy. And it was 2.2 in 2020, and this is going by quarter, so yeah. Bro, in Los Angeles, it's like 40. Okay, when you say 40%, if we took a snapshot right now, standing in Los Angeles, I don't think it'll be 4 out of every 10 cars being EVs. Even that's still exaggerating. It'll probably be closer to like 20%, but then you're talking about Los Angeles. Again, remember, Jason, remember, West Coast elite. If you drive an EV, you are an elite. So Jason, even though you live in Texas, you are an elite. You are a Texan Southern elite. Springo says, what is the reason for using incognito, Danny? Google recently got in trouble for keeping the incognito data law. Yes, PicoWebs has it correctly right. So I don't leak, not my internet history. I don't care about my internet history. Because obviously you go to incognito mode anyways when you're supposed to, when you do your naughty stuff, right? I do it because sometimes Google's like quick search or quick fill in, it fills in stuff that could dox you. Like it could fill in something that shows your address, your phone number, like anything. If I use my normal main browser. So that's why I use incognito, because there's nothing pops up that's like, you know, in the cache or anything like that. None of the cookies are saved, nothing, because I don't want to dox myself. Yes, Kevin knows also a Southern Texan elite because he drives a Tesla. Airplanes too. Demon Mitt makes a good point. Large ships are some of the most efficient vehicles that exist. You want to make real change in vehicle emissions. SCA needs to get off of using millions of two-stroke motorcycles. I mean, in terms of, I don't know what the percentage of emissions of all the different like transportation methods are, and but cars are just part of the solution. Adrian says it's definitely not 40%. There's a lot of people who live in LA who can't afford an electric car, which is true, because if you live in LA, you got like crazy taxes up the yin yang, and also you have crazy rent prices too. So I've been noticing a lot of people, Las Vegas seems to be the haven for content creators to move to for like better tax, like a tax situation. I've been seeing multiple like big name streamers. I think Graham Stephan, who's the financial guy on YouTube. and people he's interviewed, like so many of them are moving to Las Vegas because of because they all came from like California, and California, it's expensive to live there and they get taxed like crazy. So Las Vegas and Texas is also seems like another haven for people who want to keep most of their money. Two-stroke motorcycles are some of the most polluting modes of transportation ever. Southeast Asia, like, so yeah, India, we're talking about like Vietnam, Cambodia, they all ride along in those tiny, wait, are two-stroke motorcycles, but per mile, because you get crazy good gas mileage from them. So if you were to say, if I needed to get a certain distance on a two-stroke two-wheeled vehicle versus like a typical sedan or a coupe car, wouldn't it be less overall emissions and gas using the two-wheeled vehicle? They get way better gas mileage. Like per gallon of gas, aren't they in like well above like 40-50 miles to the gallon compared to like your average 20 to 30 in a car? It depends. Okay, I guess it depends on like if you're talking like the different types of the engines they have, but I thought modern, I'm pretty sure like when I had a CBR 600, so 600cc, I was getting like, and I wasn't riding it like super like, you know, leniently. Like I would, you know, when I get on ramps and stuff like that in speed, I was getting, I would think like 40 to 45 miles per gallon. So going to smaller engines, I would have thought they would even be more efficient, especially if you're not gunning it and stuff like that, but how dare you talking about pollution in Southeast Asia? Says Patlot Potlot. Somehow we have reached over 2 hours of stream. Okay, I gotta end soon. We have talked about everything under the sun tonight and did minimal browsing, which I actually enjoyed quite a bit. This was very fun. Hopefully you guys had fun too. But I'm gonna spend the rest, the next 5 to 10 minutes just hanging out with chat, trying not to pull open a browser, and we're just gonna, you know, still talk it out whatever we're talking about. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. More. I actually never looked into the actual like emissions, for motorcycles versus like your average car. Like, that's actually, I'm not gonna pull it up, but I'm gonna look it up because we're just trying to chill with chat here. Compared to passenger cars, motorcycles in general emit 16 times more hydrocarbons. Okay. Yeah, and I guess if we talk about the population in Southeast Asia, then when we went to visit like Thailand and Vietnam, holy crap, the amount of mopeds and motorcycles that we saw there. For the most part, there's not many cars. I mean, there are cars, but they're just outnumbered compared to the two-wheeled vehicles. Hey, Mr. Guillotine, your car was rebuilt? Mine was also a rebuilt title. It was also super cheap because it was rebuilt. Kevin Ngo says Texas Land Crew versus NOBE Land Crew this weekend. Yes, we are going to play Rocket League this weekend against the Texas Land Crew. Honestly, I think it can still be a pretty close match. Texas Land Crew says they don't play Rocket League. They have one player who plays pretty often and is pretty good, but I don't think any of the guys from the NOBE Land Crew or LAN Party Stories crew, none of us are like super good. We just enjoy playing it. Like if you watch the footage, does it look like any of us know what we're doing a lot of the times or are like really good? We just do like the most basic stuff. So yeah. And our flat, that is a good point. They do fit entire families on a motorcycle sometimes, which is kind of crazy to see, but I've seen it in person. Interesting, but you do have an Impala too. My insurance, ooh, I gotta pay that. I actually just got the email to remind me to pay. But I don't know what my insurance would have been if mine wasn't a rebuilt title. Cause my insurance is actually very cheap anyways. Let me see how much it is. Let's see, Progressive. What is my insurance? My bill, my 6-month policy is $80 for my 2009 Toyota Yaris. For the most part, I just take Friday off. Mondays is back to normal for me. Like, yeah, I usually just take Friday off because when I never took Friday off in the past, it's just too much going on. Especially now, we've gotten into a rhythm for the LAN party stories where like multiple people are taking the Fridays off. So they're getting to the LAN site, in this case, my house this weekend, early. So I want to be able to like basically have the day free so that the early people can come, can help get set up and stuff. I don't think we can do the Costco run this time. I'm going to be doing a Costco run with Melissa, but people can come early. Jan's coming tomorrow night, and him and Meg are sleeping over, and then some people are coming Friday morning. So yeah, taking the Monday, it's not really necessary because during Sunday most people leave LAN at by 1 or 2 p.m. So there's still plenty of time left in the day to get everything else, the chores, laundry and stuff done to, you know, have Monday ready to go. I have taken Mondays off before, but it's not necessary. Between Monday and Friday, Friday is definitely the day to take off if you had to choose one for LAN. Springles. Your rate is 150. Well, also, you might have like higher coverage and lower deductibles and stuff like that. And it could be your age too. You also have a 2009 Yaris. Heck yeah, Yaris gang, let's go. Pinky Tech says, y'all make me jealous with insurance. I got 3 cars and a teenager to cover. Not cheap to say the least. Oof. Yeah, so I just, a couple of months ago, added... I don't know why we didn't do it sooner. But me and Melissa were on different insurance plans. Like, you know, for almost 8 years. Which it makes sense. Before we were married... Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But we've been married now for a couple of years. And... it wasn't, we did not instantly change our insert. No, we could have, I think we could have also swapped over. You don't have to be in the same family, do you? I'm pretty sure you don't have to be in the same family to have the car insured for someone else to drive. Does anyone know the answer to that? Now, I'm trying to think of it now. Could me and Melissa... Yeah, you don't, right? So we could have, once we became very serious, I think we could have gotten, if you can prove the domestic partnership out of the way, you know, that's medical insurance, might be able to get joint insurance. Yeah, well, it's because, yeah. So, I don't know why we never thought to. It's kind of like me and Melissa still aren't on the same phone plan, but that's because we each already have our own families on our phone plans before the relationship. So now it's like we have to drop people off, which I guess is like whatever. But I think we both benefit from, like, I benefit from maxing out my Cricket phone plan. It makes it so that it's only $25 a person for unlimited everything a month. So at some point we probably should get on the same phone plan, but we aren't as of right now. Are any of you out there married or in long-term serious relationships and you still aren't on each other's insurance and phone plans? More people, cheaper per line. Exactly. Honda Pilot is very solid. Yeah. And 2008, I mean, it's a Honda. So how many miles you got on that thing, Demon Mitt? 2008, let's see, that's what, 15 years? I mean, that's gotta be over 100,000, if not closer to, depending on how much you drive, it might be even over 200,000. What if the entire country all just jumped on a single phone plan? That is a good idea, actually. Oh, I need to check the LAN chat just to make sure I have not missed anything. Okay, we're good. As we get closer to LAN dates, more and more things come up in our channel that we need to like get figured out or plan out and stuff. So Hondas never die. You're right. They only die if they're in full-on collision accidents. Steve says, you know your car is reliable when you don't know how many miles are on your car. Isn't that the truth? I only check mine just because I'm constantly like trying to see when I'm gonna hit that 200,000 mile mark. I'm 150k ish in right now, and I've had my Yaris from 47,000 to about 147,000. So I've personally put 100,000 miles onto it since I've gotten it 11 years ago, and have never taken it to a mechanic. Like, I do the oil changes myself. Anything that happens, I look on YouTube for a tutorial, and I buy the parts cheaper online, and then I do it myself. Obviously, if it had like engine issues, I wouldn't be able to do that kind of stuff. But like, it's been basic stuff that's been needed. Kevin Go says Domino's, Little Caesars, or Pizza Hut. Also, any sponsorships? We did get one sponsorship for the LAN party. It is an energy drink. It is an energy drink that we have featured before, so you probably know what it is, because I think we've only had one other energy drink sponsor. Pizza-wise, honestly, if they want to do Pizza Hut this time around, I think we do Pizza Hut. I don't want to be the monopolizer or like the person who says, no, we're only doing Domino's. I'm not, by the way. There are other people who agree that we vote. That's why we do Domino's as often as we do. But if people want to do Pizza Hut, I might push for Pizza Hut this time around, actually, just so that I could get that taste of Pizza Hut in my mouth and say, see guys, this is why we don't want to do Pizza Hut in the next one. But I might actually push for Pizza Hut in this next LAN party. And we do Pizza Hut and not any of those other chains, because Pizza Hut and Domino's and Little Caesars and Costco, we don't like Costco though because they only have 2 flavors, cheese or pepperoni. We like to actually sometimes get vegetables on our pizzas and peppers and stuff. So yeah, it's just, you don't get the crazy good deals like $6-7 a pizza unless you go to these places. As soon as you go to Papa John's, Papa Murphy's, whatever the heck, well, Papa Murphy's, you gotta cook it yourself, and no way we're cooking 7 pizzas at my house. Yeah, it's just, you gotta go to where the deals are. 116k. Oh, interesting. Wait, 2008? That's a 15-year-old car. So you're putting in less than 10, or it had, I don't know if you've owned it since the start, but it has put on an average of less than 10,000 miles a year. Okay, interesting. That's like the golden number, usually, 10,000 a year. You bought it in 2017? Okay, interesting. Little Caesar is only good until it gets cold and it doesn't reheat very well super dry. I don't... Maybe we do Little Caesars this time around. We do have Little Caesars down the street from me. We'll see, we'll see. 7-Eleven pizza is dirt cheap, but below mid. It's like school cafe pizza. Ugh. Like middle school. So there... I'm gonna bring the browser up one last time. Where's my incognito window? Give me 1 second. Ah, here it is. There's good and bad school pizza. This is the good school pizza. Okay? Remember this in elementary school? We didn't have this in middle school. As soon as we hit middle school in Washington State, they went to the crap pizza. But this is where it's at. So this is what I know as good school pizza. And then if you, let's see if I can find the middle school pizza. when we went to middle school, they started doing by the slice circular pizza, and it was just not good. It was like this stuff. Ugh. Like, no. This is the good stuff right here. When you do it in the square sheet, either pepperoni or sausage, that's the good stuff. I don't know why they ever took that out at my middle school and put in this, except it didn't look this good and did not taste good. Yeah, no Papa Murphys. We can't do Papa Murphys, man. Can you imagine 14 hungry people trying to wait for 7 pizzas to cook in the oven? That'll take way too long. Mendez says, hey Danny, I used to live in Marysville. Nice. So you were like 20 minutes north of me before I moved. Do you do any LAN parties up north or more south? It's about 33. We have 3 houses that we switch between lands. One is in Olympia, one is in Puyallup, and one of them is up here at my place in Linwood. So, it's a split. We just rotate between the houses. Though we like doing my place in the summer because I have central air and air conditioning. And in the winter time when we tried doing it before, it's so many people are driving a far distance. If it's snowing, it's just like a pain. So it's easier to do winter down there because only I'm driving far when it's down there. All my friends are from like Tacoma, Puyallup, Olympia area. Domino's is not better than pizza, at least where I'm from, says Ron Lamb. I think that's the thing. Regionally, they may do the pizzas differently. Jason Whitmer for sure says that Domino's in Texas, they put way too much of the sawdust on there, the cornmeal, which in Washington State they don't. So I think it might vary by region or state. The difference with schools, well, when I went to middle school, that was in 2003. Yeah, that was the 2003, 2004 time frame. Michelle Obama didn't touch any of that. It was just crap pizza. So, but I get what you're saying. I guess, well, the food administration or whatever, like changed it up across the country. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Guillotine. I was in school before anyone had heard of the Obamas, and it still sucked. Lol. Yeah. Mod pizza is good, but not too big, but I do like mod pizza. We do go to mod pizza, like, not super often, maybe like once every couple of months, but I do like going to mod. I like building my own pizza because I like putting pesto, I like putting garlic, I like putting the different, like, onions, bell peppers, jalapeno peppers, all the different meats, and they charge the same price, even though that price is a little high for a personal pizza, but, you know, it's a little bit nicer pizza, so it is what it is. If it was the end of the world, what pizza are you eating? If it was the end of the world, I don't even know how to answer that question. Am I trying to choose, like, the most efficient, cheap pizza, or am I trying to choose my last meal being the most premium pizza I've ever eaten? How is that answer supposed to be? How is that question supposed to be answered? If you ask a local place if they got any deals, if you order at least 5 or more, they might hook you up. I don't even know of that many. I would have to look at local pizza places. Like straight up. When I say local, I'm talking about mom and pop. There's one location. I'm not talking about like Zeke's Pizza or Anthony's Pizza. It's stuff that has like, they're smaller than Pizza Hut, but they're still kind of a chain. When I think mom and pop, I'm thinking like Uno location. Oh my goodness, don't say Hawaiian style. No Hawaiian style for me. Every time we order pizza for LAN, I'm like, alright, who wants Hawaiian again? Alright, how many people? Okay, are we gonna finish a Hawaiian pizza? I'm not sure. I need to keep an eye out this time around. Does the Hawaiian pizza get finished? But across 7 pizzas, I guess it doesn't matter. Like, if someone wants Hawaiian, even if it's just one person, you get the Hawaiian. Because we will have leftover pizza anyways. We do have Jets Pizza. We have multiple Jets Pizza, I think. Let me see. Jets Pizza. Yep. We have multiple Jets Pizza. Wait, Jet City Pizza or Jets Pizza? Is it the same thing? Is Jet City? Worst case scenario. Oh, dude, but the pineapple, it left the juices. Now you got like a sour, juicy taste on a pizza. Fruit, sweet / sour on pizza for me is just not a taste that I like. But it's fine. Like, we get enough pizzas where there's plenty of pizza for everybody. That pineapple, yeah, exactly. That pineapple flavor will never leave the pizza, even if you use a napkin to try to soak it up. It's been sitting on there, man. Well, the whole time it was baking, the whole ride over, that flavor is baked in. Put it in the fridge this time, please. We don't have enough fridge room, man. The pizza can't fit in the fridge. Best case scenario, we put it outside where it's a little bit cooler. It's fine. Nobody has ever gotten food poisoning from pizza sitting out for 36 hours. Because we get it Friday night, and we usually stop eating it by Sunday morning. So, yeah. Yeah, I do live near a Costco. We used to do Costco pizza until they burnt all the cheese pizza to oblivion. Like, Costco... Like, this has happened on multiple occasions where we've ruled out Costco. Even though I guess if you get pepperoni, it's fine. But I don't know why Costco overcooks their cheese pizza. This is a known thing. This one actually isn't too bad. We've gotten it way more burnt than this. Like, we've gotten it worse than this even. They need to bring back the Supreme Pizza or bring a Meat Lovers Pizza. Like, give me more variety than burnt cheese or pepperoni. Oh, we have that. Yeah, Demon Mitt. I have that. Though, again, I don't want to bake 7. Well, these are smaller, too. Yeah, so I have one of these sitting in the freezer right now. These are really good. The little pan that it comes in, it also gets you a nice crisp. Yeah, so I eat this often. The thing is, so the one thing about this Motor City Pizza Co. thing from Costco, delicious when it's first out of the oven. Though, if you have to let it, once it cools down or you put it in the fridge, the next day, it's not as good. And like when I make one of these for myself, I'm not finishing the whole thing. I eat about half. So then I have half of it left. And then when I take it out of the fridge, even though I air fry it, it's just not the same. You can't get that crisp back in. It's got very doughy bread. So, yeah. I mean, I put it in the air fryer, which is essentially like broiling it. But at that point, it starts to almost over crisp the pepperoni and cheese. Unless you defrost it. Because, you know, when you take something out of the fridge, you can't just stick it in the microwave or oven and expect it to be cooked evenly. You're gonna have a cold center and like a burnt exterior. So then you gotta plan it out like, okay, I gotta take the pizza out for 30 minutes so I can get the room temp so that when I stick it in the thing for 4 or 5 minutes, I don't burn the cheese and pepperoni, but it gets fully heated up to the center. So, I mean, I like this pizza. I like this pizza. We get it. We always have it on hand, but I don't think we can do this to feed 14 people in, you know, a single night. That's just too much work. And then the leftovers that we do want to have, because people always snack on pizza throughout the land. It's not the ideal candidate, I don't think. Plus, this stuff is not cheap. This is about the size of a medium pizza from Domino's. And this is... Oh, you get 2 of them for what? 14 bucks, I think it is up here. 13, 14 bucks. So it is pretty much the same price as carryout. Except way more work involved in cooking it. Yeah, it is good pizza. Like... We've gotten this from Costco, and then let's see, Costco. What is that? Healthy pizza. The healthy one's not that bad. What is that thing called? The cauliflower crust. I don't know if it's this brand though, but the cauliflower crust stuff is actually not that bad either. We've tried it. And it's like a thin crust, and it's like a supreme pizza. It's not that bad. It's using cauliflower stuff. Yeah. Again, I think it's just with frozen pizza. Frozen pizza is meant to be heated up and eaten on the spot. It's not meant to be heated up, refrigerated, and then reheated up. Like, yeah, I've noticed that with multiple, like Red Baron, same thing. DiGiorno, same thing. Frozen pizzas, it's just not meant to be reheated multiple times. But yeah, this stuff is pretty good. I like it. Somehow, I was supposed to talk for 5 to 10 minutes, even 30 minutes. All right. Somehow, also, there's 100 people tuned in to the very end of stream, which never happened. So I want to say thank you to everyone for making this a very fun, chill stream. I'm gonna run the idea by the LAN group. We might live stream one of the games that we play on Friday or Saturday night. We'll see. So there might be a live sometime this weekend on the channel if people are comfortable with it. Other than that though, I do have a video ready to go for this weekend. It's a pretty fun video. Yeah. Hope everyone has a great rest of your evening or day, depending on where you're in the world. Have a great rest of your week, and then have a great weekend coming up. And yeah, I will see you all after the LAN party next week, or in the comments of this weekend's video. So take care, everyone. Thanks again. GNOMED, if you're still here, I don't know if you're still here or not, but GNOMED, you are the MVP. Thank you for 150. Your messages are still here. Your channel memberships. Jan says, I speak for everyone. Yes, we will stream. I'll host. All right, looks like we got to set up the observation duty thing to stream. I'll get on that. But yeah, all right, everyone have a good night, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.